What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I figured I'd take a second and dish on the goalie, the landscape for free agency, for goalies in free agency next year. Took me a minute to put all those words together. Rough night last night. But Ben Bishop and Brian Elliott will both be free agents. There's an expansion draft coming up. There's so many different things going on that could impact their value. And the bottom line is not a lot of a market out there for goalies next year. What do I mean by that? Teams are getting more and more cost efficient with the position. You're not going to invest $7 or $8 million a year in a guy unless you have like a Henrik Lundqvist or someone of that ilk. Pekka Rinne, Carey Price. That's who you're looking at. Even though Rinne's regressed. Obviously, he's still under contract through 2019. But I don't think Bishop or Elliott will get paid as much as you think. And we're going to kind of go through some different teams here and, spitball out some different situations with both guys. I've talked about what I think is going to happen with Bishop. I think someone's number one goalie is going to get hurt. They're going to see what happened. They're going to think back to what happened with the Habs last year in the wake of the Carey Price injury and make a move for Bishop as a rental and then let him walk as a free agent in July. Again, classic rental player. So we'll see what happens with him. But, with Elliott, obviously got traded to Calgary at the draft. They get John Goalies, who they think is their goalie of the future, but he's coming off an injury-riddled AHL rookie season. How willing are you to hand the keys over to the franchise? This is going to be a bit of a trial year. See what Elliott has in him, see what Goalies can do, and then kind of find that middle ground, so to speak. If Goalies has regressed or needs more time to develop, then there's more of an onus on Elliott to be re-signed. And Elliott's no kid. He's 30. He'll be 32 next year. So, do you want to give a 32-year-old goalie a 5-year deal while you simultaneously think Elliott? And they got other guys like Mason McDonald, who I think have decent upside, but Goalies is right now they're kind of tall vision. He's their guy. So. Interesting situation on that front. I think in an ideal world, and again, we don't live in an ideal world, Elliott takes a 2-year deal to kind of bridge between Goalies and him to kind of soothe the transition, if you will. But I don't know if that's going to come to fruition or not. I think, again, he's an older player. Not older, but you get what I'm saying. He's going to want to get as much money as he can, rightfully so. So we'll see how that situation develops. If Dallas is a cautionary tale for overpaying goalies. They overpaid 2 mediocre at best goalies. If they could somehow get out from under one of those contracts, I think Bishop would be a very sexy addition. Likewise, Elliott, but I think that's a possible fit. Outside of that, Carolina, if they get rid of Ward or Eddie Lack, since when did they pay the money? If the Elliott experiment goes wrong and Goalies isn't ready, maybe Calgary revisits Bishop. If Edmonton's got Cam Talbot. They're not going to overpay for a goalie. Colorado likes what they have with Picard. Arizona, Mike Smith is getting older. They're not going to overpay for a goalie. It's not their MO. Vancouver's got Demko, and you get Markstrom to be like a transition between Miller and Demko. Minnesota's got Devin Dubnyk. Nashville's got Pekka Rinne. I'm just kind of spitballing here. Chicago's not going to go there after they get Crawford. Toronto just made the deal for Anderson. Maybe Columbus goes big after Bishop. And the familiarity with Tortorella from Team USA. Maybe in July that's a sexy alternative. Maybe Vegas. Maybe they don't like what they see from the goalies in the expansion draft and make a big free agent splash. That's a possible fit. Don't rule out Ottawa, or return to Ottawa for Bishop or Elliott. They both played there for a hot second, really, for both of them. So, Philly wants to get away from Neuver and or Steve Mason. But then again, they've got some cap problems. Not cap problems, but can they afford to take on a massive cap cut with a guy like Bishop? So this is going to be a situation to keep an eye on as the season goes on. But free agency market for goalies next year, it's a buyer's market. So if you catch what I mean, meaning the teams won't have to spend as much money as they would in other years because, quite frankly, the supply out exceeds the demand. Anyway, That's all I got in this episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the off season and beyond. Later, guys.